Irwin from Greg Biffle. Here they come, 45 miles an hour. What should be the final stop of the day. Shannon.
Steve Letarte calling for 4 tires and half a can of fuel. Just some small jack bar adjustments for the 24. Vince.
You heard the debate with the 16 team. Are they going to take 2 tires or 4? They've decided now they're going to take 4. Greg Irwin has made the call, so 4 tires and fuel for the 16. Jamie?
And the debate was going on for the 11 and Denny Hamlin. The call is 4 tires, fuel. He said, loosen me up. They're going to make an air pressure adjustment on the back, and 2 for the 48 of Jimmy Johnson, guys.
Tony Stewart said, let's do what we did 2 stops ago. That was 2 tires.
That was the call right there. You see 2 tires. Stewart gets the lead.
Casey Kane taking 2. Jimmy Johnson. You see
3 spots for Jimmy Johnson by taking 2 tires.
And you see the guys that took 4 tires. And Biffle losing 3 positions by taking the 2 left sides.
Biffle will regret that one, I think.
The main thing, we just haven't seen his car be that good on 4 tires.
Under caution, we'll reset.
It means a lot to the Hendrick organization, and Jeff may run this thing the rest of the time if he's able to pass Tony Stewart.
I tell you what, I like that half-tank fuel move the 24 car Jeff Gordon did. I tell you what, it makes that car not be near as loose at the start of the race. And guys, it's about 55 pounds lighter right now, too, than a fuel tank. So that's got to help that car for speed.
Yeah, that's a good point, Rusty. That really makes your car feel better. And like I said, you don't have to fight it being loose for those first few laps. That Jeff's not only beating him by a couple of hundreds here these last few laps, that's not going to be quite enough.
He's running out of time now. 5 laps to go.
Buddy, you're going to get him. Just stick at it.
That's Steve Letarte. He's cheering his driver on.
Yeah, he beat him by about 1/10.5 that lap.
There's the 2 crew chiefs, man. I'm going to tell you, this is tense.
A 4-time champion chasing a 2-time champion. It doesn't get much better than that here in NASCAR. Race number 3 in the chase for the Sprint Cup, and it all comes down to individual points as we wind our way toward Homestead Miami Speedway for the season finale. This win could be critical for Jeff Gordon. We told you when the day began that Gordon and his team had this race and this date circled. He knew he was very, very good at Kansas Speedway, but now he's running out of laps.
Oh, I saw a little smoke out of the 24 that lap. If he's rubbing the splitter, driving in the corner hard, trying to make up time.
Yeah, that's what it looked like, that he's just trying to give it a little bit of extra because he knows he's running out of time. This would be a huge win for Tony Stewart, too. Solidly back in this chase. He never thought he was out of it, but it certainly is going to get him within about 70 points or a little less.
Yeah, with Mark Martin in 7th, then the 48
3
car.
more. There's no pressure from the 16. If you got to search, search.
48 car still in 9th spot.
Pretty good battle here. The 18 of Kyle Busch. Kurt Busch at 2, so a little brotherly shove there back and forth trying to get that position. There's Carl Edwards in front of him as they are 10th, 11th, and 12th.
Yeah, Carl Edwards made a nice comeback today as he's in the 10th spot after being a lap down at one time.
Okay, it's looking good for Tony Stewart now. 2 laps to go.
Casey Kane in the 5 car. Mark Martin battling for 6th position. Right now, Mark Martin has an 18-point advantage over Jimmy Johnson, but it'll be white flag this time by for Tony Stewart. Tony began the chase in disappointing fashion. Although he led 52 laps at New Hampshire, they had an issue. He ended up finishing out of the top 10. Stewart finally gets the top 10 last week at Dover, Delaware, but has not had a top 5 since his win at Watkins Glen. Now Tony is 1 lap away from getting his 4th win of the year. That's the margin, 0.6 of a second. Tony Stewart trying to hold off Jeff Gordon. 2 turns away for Tony Stewart, the 38-year-old 2-time champion coming out of turn 4, and Tony Stewart will win it at Kansas Speedway. Side-by-side battle here, Kane and Martin, and it'll be Casey Kane at the stripe. And Jimmy Johnson ends up finishing behind the 00. That's in 9th spot for Johnson. Unofficially.
You are the man, Smoke. Thank you so much.
Tony Stewart the winner, Jeff Gordon in second, Biffle will finish third, Montoya fourth, Denny Hamlin fifth. In the spot, Jeff Gordon, Greg Biffle, Carl Edwards, and Casey Kane will move up. The guys moving back 2 positions, the 39 of Ryan Newman and the 83 who had a DNF today, Brian Vickers. Tony Stewart in victory lane celebrating his second win at Kansas Speedway. Let's go down to Dave.
And his 4th of the season, Doc, comes at a very, very critical time. Congratulations from his teammate. Mr. H has already been in here, congratulating him as well. Tony, what does this mean for you guys? It kind of looks like you're back.
First thing it means I'm going to be late to Knoxville, Iowa tonight to run a dirt late model, but man, I got to thank the fans. That's the best feeling in the world. You win a race and you go back there and can see them like that and to see how supportive they are, and especially the sport in general. But this one's for Sharon Hutchins at home. She's battling cancer, and Trey at home, buddy. We got you one, buddy, finally. So just thinking about them first and foremost. But so proud of these guys at SHR and Office Depot and Old Spice and U.S. Army and Burger King, Coca-Cola, Chevrolet. To win the manufacturer's title for Chevy in this race is awesome too. So it's just an awesome day.
Crew chief made a fairly gutsy call there at the end. 2 tires.
He's like that. He's a little gutsy, so that's a good thing. I mean, Darian just, when you don't question him. I mean, when he makes a call, you know it's the right thing to do, and you go from there.
How much did you see Jeff in the mirror there at the end?
He was getting bigger. But, the big thing was just not driving the tires off the thing. So, you had to keep the tires underneath you in case you got a caution and a green-white checkered. So we had a little bit there left, but we didn't leave too much out there.
Tony, you told everybody this weekend that when you came into the garage area and saw your guys joking and laughing around and having a good time, you knew it was going to be a good weekend. How do they do that and still stay focused?
They're just an awesome group of guys. I mean, I've been fortunate my whole career to be surrounded by good people, but this is a group that came from a bunch of different directions, and we're all here in one place in victory lane together, so I'm proud of them.
Here are the numbers. You picked up 1 position. You picked up 39 points. You're only 57 out. Talk about your chase chances now.
That's about half of where we were, so we still got a shot. We got a great shot at this still.
All right, Tony Stewart in victory lane. A good win for them today at a critical time in the chase.
Record day here for Tony Stewart, and he mentioned Chevy picking up